Morning traders, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So yeah, we got that gap up that we're looking at. We closed a daily gap to the upside, looking like a fairly strong rally, and then we came back. Now the challenge that we have is this is a shooting star. Okay, so a break below the low of yesterday is a potential pretty violent move to the downside. Okay, so I'm very reluctant to be long this market right now. And the other thing that we do have here, we did have that breakout, and that's 1, 2, 3 touches there, breakout. So we could just basically end up with a retest, which is what I'd be looking for. So look for a retest of this breakout, and then look for a buying opportunity. But if we look at sorry, I just want to start with a weekly here. So this weekly pattern here, to me, this is a fairly strong bullish signal. I mean, look what happened here with a piercing pattern. See, we gapped down, finished 50% in the middle of the bar, and the next week it was a gap up and we rallied. So what we've got here is we gapped up, engulfed it, so that's a pretty much piercing engulfing pattern, which is very bullish. And right now, in the middle of the week, we've made no traction. Okay, so unless we get some news to drive this market, I suspect this is going to come back, and we're probably looking at somewhere around where these tails are. So these tails, and you can see there's a little bit of interaction here, but we've also got another level right up here, which is the low of the week currently, which is a massive weekly level right now. Okay, so with that in mind, if we look at the 3 hour, we broke through this weekly level. We've come back and it's looking like we're testing it. Okay, and again, head and shoulders, there's the shoulder, there's the head, there's the shoulder. Okay, we've also got a 200 SMA on the 3 hour here. So this level that we're at is fairly strong. We do have a gap to the downside, and a gap close, this first gap close, we've got 2 gaps actually, but this first gap close would intersect this downward trend line, which would be a retest of the trend line break. It's also a retest of the neckline. So I suppose, looking at the 3 hour, the view that we should have is we're looking for longs. Okay, not really an area here, although it is a retest, so we need to pay attention to this level. So let's just start with this level. So that's 12,113. So 12,113 is a level that we need to pay attention to. We do have a gap. Okay, and the real level that we need to watch for is sort of a break below this fractal here. In actual fact, on the 3 hour, we can say a break below this fractal, because that is the fractal. This is not a fractal yet. We need another bar, and there isn't another bar yet. So when the market opens, that'll disappear unless it rallies and closes up there. So right now, that's the fractal. If we break below that fractal, then you have a potential failure of this inverse head and shoulders. Okay, so that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment, is looking at the charts. I want to see if this level holds of 12,113. If this level can hold, which is possible looking at the US market, then we have a validation of this head and shoulders target. Then I will be putting in a medium-term trade for this head and shoulders target, which is going to be 470 points. So it'll be a half decent trade. Okay, now if we move down to the hour, and you can see we had a fairly good rally. We've come down. We're not testing that level just yet. Okay, so the level is 12,113. You can see we haven't tagged it yet. So, and looking at the structure here, we've got a solid move down. We are now angling up. I suspect we get another move down. I really do. And we may pop below this 12,113, come down and close this gap. But look at the stochastics at the moment. Look at the oscillators. Everything is indicating you need to start looking for a level, and that's on the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, not 4 hour. So I need to start looking for a level, and the levels that you need to start looking at is pretty much the previous breakouts on the time frame you're trading. Okay, we know there's a massive weekly level here, but that's a weekly level. So there is my first hourly level. There is my second hourly level, and there is my third hourly level. So all I'm doing is taking the top of these fractals to the left. That is the area or the zone that I would expect us to get some buyers coming in on the hour. The next thing that I'm looking at right now is this is my first move. Okay, I'm lining up with this gap close over here, and then I'm going to put a level in on the Brooks gap there, and you can see how that would work out. Okay, in other words, a bit of a rally up to this level, second move down into this zone, and that is a buying opportunity. Okay, stop is pretty much, you got two choices, either here, but there is another gap here, so it's relatively risky. So maybe a stop below the shoulder of the inverse head and shoulders around here, and you're looking for an entry of around there. So that's around 177 points. So your trade is going to be a fairly small trade just to get things going. If it does break below, then be prepared to take that stop, but I don't think it's going to get taken out. I think we're going to get buyers coming in somewhere in this zone. Okay, so what's happening right now is we're down at 12,120. We're relatively flat, pretty much where we closed at the moment. Okay, US markets didn't really move yesterday. There was no net movement. So as far as I'm concerned, we're just biding our time right now, looking for that long entry, and we want to continue going with the trend. I look at the 4 hour, you can see what I mean. We do have one big engulfing bar there, but I would expect another attempt to get through this weekly level. Okay, so you can see we've got a 4 hour 200 EMA here as well, and then we've got sort of the 27 moving average, which is coming into the zone as well. Okay, we do have a lot of oscillators on the higher time frame indicating a reversal, but I don't think that reversal is going to be for that long. Okay, because basically what will happen is it can come sort of into the middle like it did here, and then you get another rally. So trend is up at the moment. We want to be trading with the trend. We're looking for a long entry, and these are the areas that I'm looking at. Okay, so call it 12,100, 12,074, and 12,056, and a stop below 11,985. Okay, and I'm just going to finish off on the 12 minute just to make sure there's nothing else I'm missing. Not really. We are grouping. You can see how the oscillators are grouping against the upside on the 12 minute. So I do suspect we're going to get a second move down. Maybe a bit of a gap up, rally up, and then a second move down to come and tag some of these things. And the most logical thing is this gap close. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's it for me today. And looking for an opportunity to buy. But obviously not in this area. There's no support here, so I'm looking to buy off support, which is going to be down the bottom here. Okay. Anyway, guys, watch for this gap close. That's probably looking like the most logical scenario that's going to play out, and that's going to be an opportunity to be buying. Anyway, I hope that helps. Enjoy your day. I'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.